Of course, everyone's dealt a different deck of hands, but it's what you do with the deck of hands that determines your purpose in life. Once you become a man that you respect, everything will change for you. I guarantee you that. What is up, boys? I'm Jonathan Mitchell. If you don't know who I am, I help ambitious men build their discipline, destroy their destructive habits, and become the next level men that they've ever become. If you've ever felt like you've been stuck, repeating the same task over and over year after year, I've been in that exact same scenario. I wasted 5 years of my life thinking I was improving, implementing, and getting to where I wanted to be. But at the end of those 5 years, I was still the exact same person that I was. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly how I was able to get all that back in 11 months or less. I was able to go from vaping, partying, overthinking, overplanning, overconsuming, and constantly restarting and never hitting a goal, to actually coaching men full time, working towards goals that I want every day and getting in the best shape of my life and building a life that I'm actually proud of. All right, boys, make sure you're paying attention. The first thing we're going to do is break down my wasted years. I'm going to break down why I was having so many distractions in my life. And a lot of them, I thought I was being productive, but I really wasn't. The first one is vaping and drinking. This one, it wasn't productive at all, but what it was doing, it was taking up a lot of my time. I was spending too much time drinking, partying, vaping, and being distracted by other people. And this can lead into the last one, which is dating for validation. I was just spending too much time focused on other people's thoughts, being surrounded by other people, and not focused on where I wanted to be. I was spending too much time surrounded by too many people. I didn't have the clarity of just being alone and being by myself and thinking, where do I want to be and what can I do on a day-to-day to get me to where I wanted? And so I was just being distracted. Another big one for me was video games. I was spending 8 to 12 hours a day spending time on video games in a certain period of my life. Luckily, I broke that away and I'm straight away from it. But there was a large period of my time where I was spending the majority of my day not benefiting it. And in the end, I wasn't reaping any of the rewards. And then also, people just over plan too much. There was years where I would just plan a business and start it and stop the business and not get anywhere. And because I would just keep planning it, I just wouldn't get anywhere. There was a large period of my life where I would just spend learning and learning and learning. And I thought I was just in the learning phase, I didn't need to implement. But that wasn't it. I needed to implement. And because I wasn't implementing it, I was straying far from my path. And I was becoming stagnant for years to come. I was being full of activity, but I was having no actual progress. I was still being distracted by smoking, by video games, by partying, by texting, and by planning everything out, but not actually providing any implementation. I was going to hit rock bottom, and a lot of people that are watching this are going to hit rock bottom. And I hope they do, because then they can get to a point where they can shoot to the moon. So boom, I hit rock bottom. There was a point where I felt the worst, and it was after a breakup. It was after an emotional collapse and a moment where I could finally realize who I was and where I was at. I just got out of a relationship that ended horribly. I was spending too much time heartbroken because I poured my all into someone and it left nowhere. So what did I do? I felt guilt. I felt shame. I felt frustrated with life because I wasted so many years, and I finally came to the realization that, hey, what the fuck am I doing every single day? Am I doing what I need to be doing to get to where I want to be? And if I'm not, how can I improve my life to where everyone around me is respecting me? Everyone around me is glad that I'm a part of their life because I work towards my ambitions and my goals. And so I snapped. I realized I couldn't live like this. I was being stagnant for so long, seeing little progress, and then it just depleting so much. And then boom, there's the breakup. And then I finally realized, hey, I need to change it. So what did I do next? We have to build a 3-step turnaround process. And how that's going to look, that's going to be an 11-month climb for me. What I had to do first was destroy my dopamine. I had to quit the vaping. I had to quit the partying. I had to quit the useless time being spent. I had to remove the junk food, remove the porn, remove the soda, remove everything that was being in my life, but I wasn't seeing any implementation towards my goals. I also had to create more mental space. There was a lot of time where I just wasn't being able to dial in on myself and my goals and focus on where I wanted to be and set a surrounding of my goals and my aspirations. Once I was able to lock in, able to destroy my dopamine, I was able to get my focus back because my brain was clear. Once my brain was clear, I built a system. I started with a non-negotiable morning and night routine. Once I built a non-negotiable routine, that helped me create a system where I was able to now then block out my weekly schedules and understand where all my time was being spent. If you're not blocking out your times, you're wasting precious time that could be filled up. My entire calendar for the next week is blocked out because I know that I'm going to maximize every second of every day. Once I was able to do that, I can also audit them, which means take away anything that is taking up too much time. If you realize you're doing too many tasks, like going to the gym or going to the grocery store, going to Walmart, doing this, doing that, knock it all out in one session. Stop wasting so much time. Your systems will outperform motivation every single time. That's why we build systems. It's because when your motivation falls, you will rise to the level of your systems. Once we built these systems, we're then going to rebuild the identity. We're going to start with daily proof, making sure that we're going to the gym every day, making sure that we're getting our meals in every day, making sure that we're getting our deep work, and that we're also praying, which I forgot to wrote. Then you're going to join a brotherhood, whether that's a friend group of high individuals that are like-minded and want to reach their goals, or if it's an online group, because that's mine right now, where I joined a group and now I'm mentoring other people in building that discipline that I once had to learn. Then you need to make sure that you're taking full ownership. Realize that you got in your situation because of you and only you. Of course, everyone's dealt a different deck of hands, but it's what you do with the deck of hands that determines your purpose in life and your rewards. Once you become a man that you respect, everything will change for you. I guarantee you that. So if you have 5 years of distractions, that's about 1,825 wasted days, wasted potential that you're just going to leave around and think it's not going to mean anything. While someone that takes 11 months of discipline is going to have a complete life shift. Me personally, I wouldn't want to waste 5 years distracted, wasting time. I'd rather spend the 11 months, do the discipline, and change the rest of my life to become better. Most men are going to stay stuck for years just because they fear change. But if you just commit, you're going to be unrecognizable within just 1 year. 1 year of hard discipline, hard working out, hard training, hard mindset, and building a life that you're actually proud of and that people respect you for. So I want you to think right now. Did this hit home for you? Because if it did, I want you to ask yourself a question. How many more years are you going to waste pushing off your goals, your ambitions, and becoming the best version of yourself? Because 5 years of comfort will never do what 11 months of hard work and discipline will get you. Comment enough if you're actually done and wasting time and you want to build that personalized system that forces growth. And if you want to join the brotherhood and you want to get on a call with me, click the link in the description. We'll set up a personalized system if you're qualified. My name is Jonathan. I appreciate any of you guys for sticking around. Peace. Have a good one.